Hello everyone, what's going on? Last time I taught you guys how to marry Sumi from Kagurabachi. Now I will be teaching you how to marry Hiruhiko from Kagurabachi. By the way, all of you that asked for this are crazy. Just kidding, nobody asked me to do this. Anyways, this is all by me, Kagurabachi. But before I get into the tutorial, first of all, I need to teach you guys some prerequisites. So before you go ahead and chase your dreams of marrying Hiruhiko, you have to make sure that you are a psychopath. And on top of being a psychopath, you also have to make sure that you are nonchalant and also 18 years old. If you're not 18 years old, you most likely won't fit the criteria, unless you lie about your age, which isn't very ethical, but then again, Hiruhiko is a murderer, so maybe it's okay this time. Unless you're over like 30 years old, then you probably shouldn't lie about your age to an 18-year-old because that would be weird. Anyways, now that the prerequisites are established, we have to get into the next section, which is the simple stuff. So we have to travel the multiverse, and in order to travel the multiverse, you have to do a couple of things. First of all, you need to get a particle accelerator, chemicals, lightning bolt, then you need to become the Flash. That's pretty simple. Now the next part is we need to travel the multiverse to Earth 17192023. That's where the Kagurabachi universe is. Now once you're there, you need to make sure you travel to Kyoto. Boom, you're in Kagurabachi land and you're close by to Hiruhiko's location. It's pretty simple stuff. If you don't understand it, you're probably not smart enough for this mission and you should back out now. But if you did get all that, that means we can move into finding Hiruhiko, and that starts with finding Chihiro Rokahira. So Chihiro Rokahira is who we need to find because Hiruhiko is currently obsessed with him. Now if you don't meet Hiruhiko while being near Chihiro, there is a good chance you will fail, because while you are meeting Hiruhiko, he's not going to be paying attention to you because he'll be too busy thinking about Chihiro. So if you are next to Chihiro, he doesn't have to think about Chihiro while you're next to him, because guess what? You'll be next to him, and that means he can focus on the both of you. However, we can't just jump straight into fighting Hiruhiko because that would be really stupid and you would be a dumbass. What you need to do first is train with him. Remember, Hiruhiko is a crackhead, so he's gonna want to fight. So you gotta make sure that you yourself can also fight. So first of all, you need to find Chihiro and you need to do the first part of the Hakuri method, which is, hey, I need a samurai in my life and whatever. But you're not going to do it because you want to be his boyfriend. You're just manipulating him like Ayano Koji so that you can learn how to fight from him. Then, after that, you will learn IA White Purity style. Now, this is pretty easy. I did it myself. It was the easiest thing in the world. Anybody can learn IA White Purity style. It's really not that hard. So, once you learn IA White Purity style, that means you'll be set up for this possible moment in the future. Except instead of Chihiro here, it'll be you. Now once you've learned how to fight, you can start setting the plan in motion. So the plan is to take down the Hishaku. You want to go after every single member. However, you want to mention to Chihiro that you want to fight Hiruhiko. Bing, bing, bang, bing, bang, boom. Eventually you're going to finally find Hiruhiko and you'll be alongside Chihiro Rokahira. But this is where you have to set in the nonchalant method that I mentioned at the beginning. You gotta be nonchalant. You have to act aloof. You gotta be like, don't worry, Chihiro, I'll take it from here. I'm just gonna fight this guy. Oh, did I mention I'm 18? Yeah, me and Chihiro are 18 at the same time. That's so crazy. But remember, you're not gonna be talking to Hiruhiko there. That's the stuff you're gonna say to Chihiro. So you'll be like, oh yeah, man, me and you are just two 18-year-old brothers. I guess I'll take it from here. I'll take on Hiruhiko. You go on ahead and fight whoever the hell you want to fight. I'll take on this guy, I guess. And then this is when, what's his face, Hiruhiko, he's gonna have his revelation. He's gonna be like, whoa, you're 18? Hey, we could be friends too. But remember, you gotta act aloof. So you gotta be like, hey, cut the BS. I want to be friends with you, you freaking weirdo. You gotta be a little bit of a tsundere, nonchalant tsundere in a way. So you gotta be like, why would I want to be friends with you or whatever, you freaking weirdo, and stuff like that. Like, you guys understand what I'm saying, right? Now, of course, after this, you're gonna start fighting, but you better not fucking lose. If you lose, everything sucks. You will fail. Do not lose. You will end up looking like a dumbass, and then Hiruhiko's gonna spit on your face. Now, of course, I mean, I don't know. Some of you might like that stuff, but then you'll be dead, so you won't even feel the spit. But I'm just saying, if you lose, oh my gosh, I just voice cracked. If you lose, that messes up the entire mission. So do not lose this encounter with Hiruhiko. Now, that is why you must win. You have to win this encounter, have it put up a great and amazing fight, and come out on top and stand right over his face and look down on him. Now, once you've cut off his limbs and are looking down on him, here's what you have to say. It sounds like this. Yeah, I'm just like you. I'm 18 years old. I kill people. I have blood on my hands. I have blood on my bones. My blood is coursing with bones and body and blood, and I kill people. Yeah, what about it? I don't care, because I have to do what I must in order to come out on top, and I'll fight until the very end, until I can't fight anymore. Now, when you say those exact words, then Hiruhiko's gonna look up at you and fall in love. Now, when he's looking up at you, you want to make sure that you're staring right into his eyes, just as he's staring at yours. You need to lock eyes with him for as long as possible. Then, eventually, you're gonna have to kill him. You gotta kill Hiruhiko. That's the only way to move forward with this plan. And as you're killing him, you have to make sure you mention that you're gonna go to hell with him. So he keeps that in mind. Then, once you kill Hiruhiko, then you gotta kill yourself. In GTA, you will be stabbing yourself right through the heart, like, ugh, because you remember, you're going to hell alongside Hiruhiko. But don't kill yourself too quickly, because you want to make sure you look cool when you do it. So you're gonna stab yourself, and you're gonna be like, it's gonna sound a little bit like that, I think. That's probably how dead people sound. So anyways, while you're doing that, and you gotta make sure you milk some manga panels out of that so that you look good on the screen, then you will eventually have to fight your way through hell. Through demons, through lava, through Satan, through all this other stuff. You gotta make sure you fight through hell, and then eventually on the other side of hell, on the hell's walls, I actually don't know if hell has walls, but it probably does. Eventually you will find Hiruhiko, and then he will say this to you. He'll say, yo, whatever your name is, I'm ready for you. And then you'll be like, huh, okay, let's do it. And now you are together forever. Fighting! That's right, you're gonna be fighting with Hiruhiko for the rest of eternity. And that's why I said you have to be a psychopath in order to go after Hiruhiko. Because he will not marry your ass. He is going to be fighting you for the rest of eternity, because there is no easy way out of this. I'm sorry guys, but Hiruhiko's kind of a psychopath, which is why you also have to be a psychopath. But this is what you wanted, guys. Look, you're here together with him forever and ever through all eternity in hell. Are you guys happy now? There you go, you get to marry Hiruhiko. Isn't that super cool? I would usually, last time I said that the plan would not work on you guys because I would have already been married to Sumi. Don't worry guys, Hiruhiko's free reign. I'm not going after him. Don't worry, it's not because he's ugly. I don't really want him. But don't fret guys, there's always alternatives. These are the same alternatives as last time. You could always get a Hiruhiko body pillow. But remember, you can't find any emotional connection in a body pillow because they won't ever talk back to you. Unless you're like crazy or something. Well then then again, if you want to marry Hiruhiko, you are crazy, so maybe a body pillow is a good option. But however, it does not end there because there's also another alternative. You could always get a cosplayer. Now, usually these are cosplayers. These would probably be boy cosplayers because Hiruhiko's a boy. But I didn't really feel like making another slide with boy cosplayers, so I just reused the other one. It's okay, guys, because hey, man, Hiruhiko, when he first appeared, I thought he was a girl, so it all works out. Nice, guys. Okay, well, that's the last alternative. Thank you guys for listening to my TED Talk and learning how to marry Hiruhiko from Kagurabachi. It's a very unconventional marriage, but it's still a marriage nonetheless in its own way because I said so. And if you don't like it, fuck you. I hate you. But if you did like it, thank you. I love you. Thank you guys for watching, everyone, and listening to the TED Talk. Bye-bye. I love you, Takara Zono. Bye-bye.